Hi, and thank you for visiting my channel. For more information, kindly subscribe and follow. Now let's get started. Rhea Ripley has reacted to Jey Uso's backstage interaction with WWE CCO Triple H following his massive win on Raw. Jey defeated Braun Breaker to win the Intercontinental title on last night's edition of Raw. The Nightmare was beyond happy over Jey Uso's big win over Braun on last night's Raw. She sent several heartfelt messages celebrating the win on social media. After the win, Jey Uso went backstage and clicked a few pictures with Triple H. WWE later shared a BTS look at the heartfelt meeting on its official Instagram handle. Rhea Ripley noticed the same and shared it on her Instagram story and reacted to it as well. Jey Uso on winning the Intercontinental title. This was Jey's first singles title win on WWE TV. He has been working in the company since 2010. Shortly after winning the coveted belt on Raw, he spoke about the same in a WWE Raw exclusive and had the following to say, "YEET. I deserved it. I deserved it. No, first of all, look, I appreciate everyone who's been on my journey, Us. I'm happy it happened in front of my home state, California. I promise I'm a big believer in hard work will always pay off. Kids, good grades, kids. Listen to your parents. Say your prayers, man, and I swear, your dreams will come true, just like getting my first championship. The new Intercontinental Champion. If you're down with Jey Uso being the new IC champ, then let me hear you say YEET, Uso said. H/T Fightful. Now that Jey has finally won one of the most prestigious titles in the business, it remains to be seen what's next for him. He would certainly like to keep the belt on his shoulder for as long as possible. Backstage at WWE Raw, the atmosphere was electric. The tension, excitement, and drama swirling around the locker room seemed almost tangible, especially after the highly anticipated return of Jey Uso. His decision to step back into WWE, leaving behind the chaos of the bloodline, had fans talking and wrestlers wondering what would come next. But amidst all the buzzing energy, one moment in particular captured the emotional weight of the night, a deeply personal conversation between Jey Uso and Triple H. After the cameras stopped rolling, and the arena had begun to clear, Jey found himself alone in the hallways of the WWE Performance Center. The crowd's chants of main event Jey Uso still rang in his ears, but as the adrenaline slowly ebbed, the reality of his situation settled in. His brother Jimmy, Roman Reigns, and the Bloodline were no longer the support system he once relied on. Jey had chosen to walk alone, and with that decision came a flood of mixed emotions, relief, fear, and uncertainty. As Jey sat down on a bench, rubbing his hands together, his mind raced with thoughts of the fallout from his departure. He was unsure of what awaited him on the path ahead. Just as Jey was about to leave the arena, Triple H entered the room. The cerebral assassin, a man who commanded respect in the locker room and had shaped the careers of many, locked eyes with Jey and nodded, a subtle signal that he wanted to talk. "Hey, Jey," Triple H said, his voice low and filled with empathy. "You got a minute?" Jey looked up, his emotions barely concealed beneath his stoic expression. "Yeah, what's up?" Triple H sat down beside him, taking a deep breath before speaking. "I just wanted to check on you. I know everything you've been through with Roman, Jimmy, and the Bloodline. This isn't easy. Walking away from family, it takes guts." Jey's eyes flickered with gratitude. He didn't expect this kind of heart-to-heart from Triple H, but it was clear that the game understood the internal struggle Jey had been facing for months. "You know," Triple H continued, "I've seen what happens when family and business mix. It can get messy. But at the end of the day, you have to decide what's best for you, not for anyone else. You can't let the weight of the bloodline hold you back." Jey nodded, his voice quiet as he replied, "It's just hard, man. Roman was supposed to be the leader, you know? But somewhere along the way, it stopped being about family. It became about control." Triple H's face softened. "I get that. But now it's your time to break free from that control. You're more than just a piece of the bloodline, Jey. You're a star in your own right. You proved that when you stood up to Roman, when you chose to walk away. Not many have the guts to do what you did. As Jey listened, a sense of validation washed over him. Triple H wasn't just another authority figure giving him a pep talk, he genuinely understood Jey's struggles. The two men sat in silence for a moment, the weight of their conversation hanging in the air. Meanwhile, just a few feet away, Rhea Ripley had been passing through the corridor on her way to find Dominic Mysterio. She had been preoccupied with her own plans for the Judgment Day, but something about the quiet intensity of the conversation between Jey and Triple H made her stop and listen. Rhea leaned against the wall, out of sight, but close enough to hear every word. Rhea had always respected Jey Uso. His defiance, his spirit, his willingness to go against the grain, all traits she admired. In many ways, Rhea saw herself in Jey. They were both rebels, both fighters willing to carve their own paths, no matter how difficult. As she overheard Triple H tell Jey that he was more than just the bloodline, Rhea couldn't help but feel a surge of emotion. She knew what it was like to step out from the shadows of others. Her rise in WWE had been a journey of self-discovery and breaking free from expectations. Just as Jey was doing now. Rhea continued to listen as Jey spoke, his voice raw and honest. I don't even know what's next for me, man. I left everything behind. It's like I don't know who I am without all of that. Triple H placed a hand on Jey's shoulder. You're Jey Uso. You're the guy who fought through all the odds, the guy who earned the respect of everyone in that locker room. And if you don't know what's next, that's okay. You've got time to figure it out. Just know that whatever you choose, you've got the support of people who believe in you. Rhea, still standing in the shadows, felt a lump form in her throat. She wasn't one to get emotional easily, but hearing Jey's vulnerability and seeing Triple H offer him such genuine support touched something deep within her. She realized that in this cutthroat industry, moments like these, moments of real connection and honesty, were rare. Deciding it was time to step in, Rhea pushed off the wall and casually walked into the room. Both Jey and Triple H looked up, surprised to see her there. Yo, Jey, Rhea said with a smirk. You're gonna be fine, trust me. If anyone knows how to break away from a toxic group and make a name for themselves, it's me. Jey looked up at Rhea, his lips curving into a small smile. Yeah, I guess you do know a thing or two about that, huh? Rhea crossed her arms, her expression softening. Just don't let anyone tell you who you should be, not even your family. You've got this, Jey. Jey nodded, his confidence slowly returning. With a final word of encouragement from Triple H and Rhea, Jey stood up, feeling a renewed sense of purpose. As Jey left the room, Rhea turned to Triple H. You know, I wasn't expecting to get all emotional tonight, but that hit different. Triple H chuckled softly. Yeah, sometimes this place surprises you. Rhea shook her head with a grin. WWE may be full of drama, but moments like that? That's what makes it all worth it. As she walked away, Rhea couldn't help but feel that Jey Uso was on the verge of something great. And whatever path he chose, she was ready to stand beside him, rebels united, breaking free from their pasts.